Hi beautiful people, welcome back to my channel where we dive into topics that nourish your spirit, mind and life. Today we're discussing something essential as we approach 2025. Boundaries. If you've ever felt overwhelmed, overcommitted or drained because you couldn't say no or didn't know how to protect your peace, this video is for you. Boundaries are more than a buzzword, they are a necessity. Let's explore what boundaries are, why they matter, and how you can set healthy ones to make 2025 your most intentional year yet. What are boundaries? Let's start with the basics. Boundaries are limits we set to protect our physical, emotional, and mental well-being. Think of them as an invisible fences that let the good in and the bad out. Imagine living in a house with no doors or walls. Anyone can walk in, take what they want, and leave it empty. That's life without boundaries. You end up overexposed, drained, and resentful. Why are boundaries important? Setting boundaries isn't about shutting people out, it's about creating healthy relationships and protecting your priorities. Boundaries help you protect your time, energy, and emotional well-being. Helps you to foster mutual respect in relationships, prevent burnout and resentment. Even Jesus set boundaries. In Mark 1:35-38, he withdrew to pray despite the demands of the crowd. It's a reminder that rest and focus require saying no sometimes, even to good things. Okay, let's break boundaries down into 5 main categories. Number 1, physical boundaries. This includes personal space and physical touch. For example, have you ever met a new parent who asks you not to kiss their baby or wash your hands first? It's not personal, it's a boundary for health and safety. Boundaries like this can feel uncomfortable for some, but respecting them shows love and understanding. Let's watch this video of this little girl.
Please stop. I don't like that. I'm feeling uncomfortable. I need more space. Don't take it personally. It's just a boundary. Just a boundary. She's not listening to me. That's a boundary.
Most of us adults are like the little sister. When people tell us no, we think it's funny. We don't respect it. In this case, it's different because the little girl doesn't really understand what is going on yet. She might not know what boundaries are, no matter how much the sister sings. All right, so moving on. Number 2, emotional boundaries. These protect your feelings and guard you against manipulation. For example, respecting someone's grief process is a boundary many overlook. When someone loses a loved one, rushing to post RIP online without even checking in with them is thoughtless and intrusive. Grief is deeply personal. Give people the time and space they need. Recently, a friend of mine lost their mentor, which was a very sad experience. And what was mostly sad about this situation was that how people were rushing to social media to post RIP when the wife wasn't fully aware of what happened. No one had the decency to call first to check in. It makes me wonder, why do we do that? Sometimes when people lose their loved ones at the early stage, they're still in denial. They haven't gotten to the point whereby they've accepted that this person is truly gone. But you rushing to post RIP online is still something I'm trying to understand. Why? When people achieve big things, I don't see this happen often. It's usually the bad stuff. We need to let people process their grief. It takes time, some people years, for them to come to that fact. There are many other ways we can sympathize, empathize with people who are grieving. That third is time boundaries. Your time is valuable. Learn to prioritize and say no to things that don't align with your goals or well-being. It's fine. Four, material boundaries. This involves how you share your resources like money or possessions. For instance, family members may have expectations for financial support, but healthy boundaries mean balancing generosity with your own needs. A lot of us who have family members back home, and we are just automatically expected to support even people that are not serious. The thing is, if we do not set healthy boundaries, as time goes, people will keep on taking us for granted. I've seen posts on social media where maybe a sibling abroad send what they can afford to support their sibling getting married, and they feel like the amount is too little. The fact that people are taking their time, their resources, and sharing it with you is kind. People work. Here in America, for example, if you don't go to work, unless the government is supporting you, there's no way you can pay your bills. So when people give you something, it's best to be grateful. Let's understand that these people was nothing. Don't let anyone put any pressure, unnecessary pressure on you that you have to support. No, we need to set boundaries. We are not entitled to give money, give our resources to people at all times. You have to be very, very, very mindful of how you give. I've seen many situations where people here just send money to family members or at all times whenever they need it, but the moment they don't have it, people have issues here as well. People lose their jobs, lose their source of livelihood, and getting back on their feet. I feel like in Africa you can still save up in a way, but here it's kind of hard for some people to save up. So when people are doing you a favor by giving you out of what they earn, what you didn't help them to earn, the least you can do is to be grateful, even if it's $1. So yeah, moving on. Relational boundaries. This defines the expectations in your friendships, family, and romantic relationships. For example, think twice before adding a friend's partner on social media if you don't have a personal relationship with them. It can block boundaries and create unnecessary expectations. I still don't get why people do that. You don't have a relationship with your friend's partner and you're adding them on social media. To me, it's giving monitoring spirit vibe. I just can't come to terms with, unless they are a public figure rather, that you benefit something from them. But in a way, I find it a bit creepy adding a friend of mine's spouse on social media if I don't have a personal relationship with them. Like, we don't talk on the phone, I don't have their phone number. I find that weird. I don't know, what do you guys think? Just in my own opinion. Moving on, now that we've known the types of boundaries, let's talk about how to set healthy boundaries in 2025. Number one, know your limits. Reflect on what makes you uncomfortable or overwhelmed. Number two, communicate clearly. Use I statements. For example, something like, I feel uncomfortable when this happens, when you're always like this. Practice saying no. It's okay to decline politely but firmly. Remember, no is a complete sentence. Be consistent. Once you set a boundary, stick to it, even if it feels uncomfortable. Trust me. Seek support. If setting boundaries feel challenging, lean on trusted friends, mentors, or even a therapist for guidance. Trust me. And how do you overcome challenges setting boundaries? Overcoming challenges setting boundaries isn't always easy. Here's how to overcome common hurdles. Dealing with guilt. Boundaries aren't selfish. They are necessary for your well-being and your relationships. Handling pushback. Not everyone will like your boundaries, and that's okay. Stand firm in your decisions. Balancing cultural differences and faith expectations. So now let's talk about how we can balance faith and cultural expectations. As Christians, we are called to love one another, but stewardship of our time, energy, and purpose is also biblical, guys. Reflect and call to action. Now take a moment to reflect. Where in your life do you need stronger boundaries? Is it with your time, relationships, or even your own expectations? Write it down and commit to making change today. If you are looking for tools to help, check out my journals. The Inspire to Pray Daily Journal help you stay grounded in your faith and communication with God. The Inspire to Plan Journal is perfect. It's perfect for organizing your time and reflecting on how you're spending your energy. Thank you so much for watching. Boundaries are an act of love for yourself and for others. If this video resonated with you, please like, share, and subscribe for more content on building a fulfilled and intentional life. Drop a comment below sharing a boundary plan to set this week and for the year 2025. Let's hold each other accountable. Until next time, take care and stay blessed.